Back on Newsmaker Sunday, we've been talking about medical marijuana over the program, and we've got a couple of minutes left, and I want to give each of our guests a chance to kind of wrap this up. Andrew, we'll start with you. Arizona Medical Marijuana Policy Project. Trying to get it on the ballot in November.
Absolutely.
The case, if you can, in a nutshell, to try to pass this thing.
Sure.
And why people should think about voting yes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, it's about patience. I mean, I think you saw the best argument that we can make, and it was Heather, is that, as I said before, there are thousands of patients all across Arizona that are already using marijuana with their doctor's recommendation. And in cases like Heather's, it's a life-saving treatment for them. It allows them to stay on the chemotherapy that's keeping them alive. And we can't get bogged down with these comparisons to California, because California was a law that was passed in 1996. It was a law that was ill-considered in many ways. But we have seen that states that have had more restrictive conditions lists don't have the wide-open situation that California has. Colorado, a state very much the same size as ours, similar conditions list, only 30,000 patients statewide.
30,000 people statewide in Colorado.
Correct.
Have a prescription for medical marijuana. For people with misgivings about, again, whether this is the first step toward complete decriminalization, what would you say to them? Well,
it hasn't happened yet. I mean, we have 14 states with medical marijuana laws now, some dating as far back as 1996, and we haven't had tax and regulate or legalization passed in any of those states to date. I think that Arizonans are smart enough to differentiate between helping the sick and the dying and recreational use of marijuana. And
okay, Shelley Mowry, Partnership for a Drug-Free America. In a nutshell, to wrap this up, for people who are on the fence trying to figure out how they would vote on this in November, and I fully believe we will be voting on it again for what, fifth time? Fourth time. What would you tell them and urge them why they should vote no?
For educational purposes, I would say that, for voters really to take a look at the initiative, to read it, to take the time to do that, and to also research, again, while he says that California shouldn't be looked at, to look at California and what's happening, because there are things in this initiative that were in the California initiative also. So it also tell those who are going to the ballot box to vote to think about our kids. That's our biggest concern, is our kids. And we do believe that if medical marijuana does pass, it will create a certain significant increase in marijuana use amongst our kids. The reason why is because if there's less perceived risk in using, a lot more kids are going to use.
And we're going to have to stop it there because we're out of time, but I appreciate it. To all of you who joined us on Newsmaker Sunday, we'll be talking about it more as the fall approaches.